Today is going to be a quick one about my thoughts around systems and software, and you might be surprised about how I run a lot of the things in my business. Welcome to the Up in My Business podcast with me, Lex Lancaster, where you'll get an inside look at all things tech, business, and my life as a physical therapist turned digital operations expert. You'll hear all about my lessons as a business owner, the ins and outs of tech for your business, and more. From SEO, websites, and email marketing to automations, launches, and copywriting, I've got you. I'm so excited you're here. Let's dive in. This episode is brought to you by Jane, a clinic management software that I absolutely love that is here to make practice life a little easier. For many of us practitioners, yes, if you did not know, I also owned a clinic, and I totally understand. As a clinic owner, documentation can feel a bit clunky and disrupt the flow of an appointment. And that's where Jane's templates can help. With dozens of customization options, you can tailor your templates to your workflow so you can focus your energy on what matters, which is helping your patients' clients. Access the template library built by practitioners across different disciplines. This is so amazing. You guys, if you have not checked this out, please do. Then you can edit those templates to fit your unique needs without starting from scratch, and it saves you so much time. You can also create your own templates for every step of patient care, including intake form questionnaires, clinical surveys, treatment plans. This way, you have everything you need to start appointments prepared. To learn more about how Jane can help your documentation work for you, head to meet.jane.app/documentation to book a demo. Oh, and also, if you want to get started with Jane, you can use my code LEX1MO. Again, that's LEX1MO for a 1-month grace period on your new account. To make it easy for you, I have a link that goes directly to Jane in the show notes. Feel free to click that, and you will be taken to the place where you can learn more and book a demo. Welcome back to another episode. Today, I am not going to give you too big of life and business things. The only thing that I really want to make sure that I touch base on is my schedule. If you are looking to schedule with me, my schedule is ready to go for the rest of the year. If you're looking to book a website refresh, website redesign, full website build, I only have at a maximum of 6 spots left for the rest of the year. So just know that if you are looking to have a new website before the beginning of the year, I only have 6 spots left for my Do It in a Day service, which is where I build websites in a day. I also have SEO Signature Start, which is an SEO package. Feel free to download my service brochure. It's linked in the show notes, so you can just grab it there. And my coaching call schedule as well will be open. The thing is once November hits, a lot of my calls end up getting taken up by my Lextramind clients. Or mine and Shantae's Lextramind clients. So just know that my availability is definitely more than it typically is between July, really it's August and October. And then in November, a lot of my availability ends up shifting to Lextramind. So just know that that is typically the case, and what you'll see if you want to jump on my call or my call schedule for anything coaching related, feel free to do that. All right. I'm just double checking my list. I believe that was all I had for updates. I didn't want to dive too far in. Next week, I'll tell you how Vegas was because I'm pre-recording this episode as you will hear from my Cozy Earth next, but I'm pre-recording this episode so that I can turn it into them for approval before it launches Monday, June 9th. Oh, and I'm also recording this, and I'm like, that will be my mom's birthday. I will probably post on Instagram about my mom, at least in my stories. So if you see that, feel free to give my mom some love. Happy birthday to my mom. I don't think she listens to this, but I think my dad does, so he will likely pass it along to her. All right. I'm checking my list. I think that's all I got for you for business updates. I really didn't want to jump too far in. Because I'm pre-recording this, I can't give you an update on my July schedule, but just know that you will hear all the things on Monday the 9th as far as how Vegas was, and all things July and that once in a lifetime trip as far as details go. And I'm pretty excited to share if we do end up going. Alrighty, podcast fam, are you familiar with Cozy Earth? I am so excited to tell you about them today, if not. Their mission is to transform your 5 to 9, the time that matters most, into the most comfortable part of your day. And honestly, I'm totally sold. I'm not a big pajamas person, and I'm super picky about sheets. And let me tell you, Cozy Earth knocks it out of the park. I have their bamboo pajama set and a bamboo sheet set, and I was so impressed the minute I opened the packaging. The jammies are so soft and comfortable, and they fit so well. For my long torso friends, they are perfect on me when other pajamas literally become crop tops. If you know, you know. These pajamas do not do that, and I love them so, so much. It makes me so happy to have a set of cute pajamas that I can wear that actually fit. And the sheets are so comfortable and not too cold and not too hot. Honestly, my opinion is that they're perfect for summer. If you're ready to upgrade your bedtime routine, your bedtime 5 to 9, head to Cozy Earth, use the code LEX for 40% off best-selling sheets, pajamas, and more. And don't forget to tell me what you think, because I'd love to hear. Again, that's CozyEarth.com. Use the code LEX, L-E-X, for 40% off your purchase. Alrighty, friends, let's dive in and talk about something that I have heard let's just say a lot of things around when it comes to business owners feeling like they should or could or whatever we want to call it. I will just say business owners shoulding all over themselves when it comes to this specific topic. And the specific topic I want to talk about is systems and automations, I guess is also what we can call it. Systems, automations, CRMs. I'm going to have a bigger episode about CRMs because I have a soapbox to stand on, so why not? But I just want to give like a quick overview of my thoughts around the topic of systems and CRMs and automations. When we think about, or let me back up. I think one of the things that I see a lot is that people will invest in a system because they hear that they need to. Okay. So one, I've done an episode on this before. It's like, I don't love when all of the thinking is completely outsourced because it doesn't make sense. Like, I will tell you that I struggle sometimes when I'm thinking about like, who would I hire to coach me outside of Shantae? I'm just like, I would struggle because I think that it's very difficult for people to understand your specific situation. And like, yes, a lot of things can be extrapolated and taken from evidence from elsewhere. I get it. Yes. However, I do think that I see a lot of business owners just saying like, well, I'm doing this thing because like I heard it was good. And I'm like, okay, like I get it. I 110% get it. I know that like it always takes trial and error, and by all means go do it. So that way, if you can decide like I need it or I don't need it, or I want to need it, but I don't think I do, like go figure it out yourself. And then you'll never have to guess like, oh, what if, or maybe I do, or I'm not sure. Like it won't ever be a question. So go do that. But I will say that I hear a lot of business owners having that attitude toward like investing in what they call systems. And I am the person who's like, there are specific things that I personally would automate and I would make run on their own. Like 110%, there are things that I would automate in a practice, in a business, without hesitation. It makes the most sense. Yes, yes, and yes. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm going to automate everything. And I think people really lose touch with reality when they're like, I just want to automate my whole business. And it just doesn't make sense if we really think about that. Like people in this day and age are looking for connection. And especially in the health and wellness realm, they're not looking to be talked to by a robot. They're not looking to be spoken to via automations that are the same thing that 16 other people got. So like, I understand it can work. I'm not telling you it can't work. What I'm saying is that I think we need to take a step back and just understand that automating your whole business shouldn't really be the goal. The goal should be to automate things that are done over and over and over again. And it doesn't matter if it's templated because it's just rote information. It's not something that's going to affect care. It's not something that's different person to person. Like, there are things that can be automated for sure, 110%. But what I see, and this is why I wanted to record this, is that people will often should themselves into getting this extra software, CRM, systems, whatever it may be. Use any word there. And what ends up happening is, yes, the system takes time to set up, right? So like, sure, it takes time to set up. But the real problem is that people end up spending so much time after that inside the system, quote unquote, that's supposed to make their business easier, but it's actually making it harder because it's not intuitive, it doesn't make sense, and it takes a long time to set up and do the things inside of it. And at the end of the day, there are some systems, and I'm not going to mention specific names, but there are some things that I have encountered and I've seen that they don't even end up doing the job that they're intended to do. And that's not even inside the streamlining your time section. That's like actual sending of emails. Like, it doesn't end up doing what it's supposed to do. So in my mind, I'm just like, the goal should be to make things easier on your end and make it so that you can spend more time doing the things that you love instead of the things that you don't like. So if you don't love sending the email that goes out after every single evaluation, instead of making it completely automated and robotic, you can like semi-customize it. You can make it automatic in one way, and then you have to do one manual tag on the back end. But I just see all of these systems, and I'm like, as I wave my hands around, systems, referencing the entire area around me, systems that people are told that they need that actually end up making their work harder, and taking more time. And they feel like they need to build out this big nurture sequence. And I'm like, what are you nurturing? If people want physical therapy, they're going to book with you. Like, they don't need a nurture sequence. And it just like, yes, does it have a purpose? And like, yes, have I taught how to do that? Yes. Like, you can have an entire sequence of 3 emails, 4 emails that reinvigorates a client who didn't book, like 110%. But it doesn't have to be done in a system that is completely, that is a bazillion dollars, one, or a system that ends up taking more of your time instead of giving more of your time back to you. And I feel like that's where I see a lot of people get caught up. They don't understand the system that they have, or the system that they have is so overwhelming to them that they end up spending more time trying to figure out the system, and they could have just done everything by hand and it would have taken just the same amount of time, which I don't feel like that's a good ROI. And I could be way off base as far as your situation goes. Everybody's different. But when it comes to me, I'm just like, if this is not saving me time, and that's the whole intention of it, the purpose of it, then I'm like, what am I using it for? And I did say in the intro, like, you might be familiar with, there are lots of platforms out there when it comes to task management, management of clients, what have you. There's ClickUp, there's Monday, there's Asana, there's, God, what are some other ones? There's obviously Slack is like more of a talking channel, but there are tons of ways to manage to-do lists and clients. And I will tell you right now, anybody who is in like the creative space would likely look at me like I'm crazy because they have all these systems. And I'm like, but why do you have ClickUp? Like, you don't need it. You genuinely don't really need that. Or I will say I genuinely don't need that. So I can just use what's already integrated in my own platform. But I manage everything through Google Drive, guys. Like, all of my clients are in Google Drive. They fill out their to-do list in Google Drive. I send emails. Like, yes, I have ConvertKit, obviously. That's my email marketing software. But as far as like client management goes, I haven't invested in this like huge client management software with like client logins and all this stuff, because at the end of the day, like, that's going to complicate things more than it's going to make them easier. And so for me, I'm just like, I don't want that for my people. And I also don't want that for me. I don't want to spend more time in a system that's supposed to make it easier. So the whole point of this is just to invite you to say like, okay, do I actually need that thing? And 2, don't feel like pressured, I guess, by the thought that you have to have something. And if you feel like something that you're currently doing is taking a lot more time than you anticipated, one, maybe you could look into ways to making it easier. And two, maybe it's just not something that you need or something that works for you. And I think that's okay. And you can be the person to make that decision. But that was just what I wanted to get across today of like, I get it. I hear it all the time. And I hear that folks are investing in things. And I always want to make sure that it's by their own thought processes, and that they've thought thoroughly through all of the things being presented to them. And then they made a choice at the end of the day. Because if you feel like something may help you or you're questioning whether it might, feel free, go ahead, try it. And then if it does, awesome. If it doesn't, you don't have to stay doing it just because you think you have to. Okay, friends, that's all I've got for you today. Again, thank you so much for listening. I know you could be listening to anything else and you choose to be here, so thank you. Alrighty, I hope you have a lovely rest of your week, and I will catch you next time.